Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your guy Silent again, bringing you another YouTube video. Uh, this one is this one's gonna be half demo and the other part tutorial a little bit. So I decided to go ahead and update my old sample source that I released earlier this year. It's like 6 months ago. Thought it'd be a good idea. Add some new features, fix some shit. I forgot to add this in here. So I got a bunch. This is going to be a long video, so you better get comfortable. So yeah. Alright, first thing I wanted to cover right off the bat was the panel. Sorry, let's back up a minute. First thing I want to cover is just a little history of this source. Okay, this source was Phantom Live, but they're outdated, and they were outdated, so I updated the source to the newest dash 17544. Sorry if I'm a little slow. I'm really tired. What else? Okay, I also fixed a bunch of bugs in this, errors, and I also added a bunch of stuff. We're definitely going to go through that, but that's a little history on that. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the panel. Okay, so the panel for this is the same as last time, except for a few things that don't work on it. You don't really need anyway. So I fixed the panel. Like, I had to recode it to work with the server, so I ended up getting it working. So most of the stuff here works. Its token generator works. It only has 1, 3, 7, 14, and 31 days on it. If you want lifetime, you'll have to manually adjust it. You'll actually have to do that in the MySQL backend. This will load. Maybe. Okay. This works, so you can update your name. This works. These two do not work. I didn't bother fixing them. If you want to fix them, by all means, go for it. You can turn this off out of free mode, and this will go on to, it'll read everything for, except for the name. The name isn't going to work. I didn't bother fixing that. But it will change it when it goes to paid. You should be able to adjust everybody's stuff from here. If not, just use MySQL, or if you can build your own, go for it. That's about all you need to know about the panel. It works the same. If you are new and just watching this, go back and watch my Stealth Tutorial 0, so you can learn all the basics. Actually, just watch like 0 through up to current, just so you understand all the basics, because I'm not going to go through all of them in this video again, because the one thing I hate doing is repeating myself. So, alright, that was that was pretty quick. Alright, so I added this new feature here for the IP in the server. When you connect to it, you're actually going to do something different than what I had you do last time. I know I dropped a couple on XORing and just several others on the just normal connect the IP. This time it's going to be a little different. I'm walking you through this because I know people aren't going to know how to do it, and even after I show you how to do this, people are still going to have questions. Alright, so this is, it looks complicated for you new people, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Making sure we're still rolling here. Okay, so this is very similar to XORing, except for a few minor details here. Okay, so you're going to XOR the port. You're going to XOR the port with this value. My port's 5,000, right? So I'm going to XOR it with this value and then get this value. So take 5,000, XOR 48975, like we have right here, equals this value. Now here's where the fun happens. Okay, so we are going to calculate calculate and XOR the IP value of each one of these. So there's 4 of them between the dots, 4 of them. So 162. We're gonna XOR that and calculate that out. And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pick 2 random numbers that we want. We're gonna add them together, and they're gonna equal the XORed value here, which is what this one is. So watch me demonstrate. So 162 XORed by this value right here equals this one, the first IP. And then I decided to go with these two with 25, these two values here. So I just took this value minus 25, and then got this. So if you add 25 there, there you go. So when it connects, it's gonna calculate. What's the best way to put this? Just trust me that it's going to work. I've already tested it multiple times. That's all you need to know. Yeah, I'm not going to go big explanation about it. I'm trying to save time here. Okay, and then you basically do the same thing for the second, third, and fourth. Right, that's how you get your IP. So it makes it a little bit harder for a-holes to find your IP, and well, not necessarily find your IP. Well, yeah, to find your IP in the in your XEX file, but more importantly, so they can't like patch your XEX file with a new IP. So like if I didn't have any of this here, if I wanted to, even if it was XORed, I could patch it with my own IP, use the same listener or something similar, and host your still server from my VPS if I wanted to. Yeah. So this is the idea here the idea of this here is to prevent that. This won't by all means hide your IP. Like, people will still be able to find it. Ooh, while we're on that subject too, when you use this source, you want to use examp, and let me show you the version you want to use. You don't want to use the one like you first find that they download. I think it's like 10 or something. You can go ahead and hack this or whatever. It's just a demo server. It's not like I really give a shit. Whoops. Now that is not working. That's because I'm entering admin. Okay, what the hell was I going to show you guys on here? I just drew a blank. Oh, okay, version, yeah. You want to get 7.3.6 here is the version you want. You want to make sure that you can basically match these specs. Alright? Just get something earlier than, get something like 7.3.6 or earlier. I'll leave a link in the description so you can use it to download. Otherwise, if you use anything updated, you're just going to get errors, because when the server was first created, it used earlier versions, and I don't know how to fucking make it work, and I don't think I really care to do that much. I don't really care to change anything. I'm thinking about it. Also, you want to block, I forgot to mention, very important, block remote desktop port 3389 in firewall. Don't block it in the VPS firewall. Contact your VPS provider and ask them, hey, how do I block remote desktop port 3389 or whatever? So how do I make it where it only allows my IP address to connect to the VPS? They will walk you through it and tell you what to do. If they don't have that option, then I would find a new provider, because you're probably going to get hacked, because, you know, there's assholes online. If you're using NFO servers, it's pretty freaking simple. Firewall beta, just have it set up like this. This is how I have it set up. Highly recommend these guys. For this, just 2 rules. Accept from remote IP into your public IP address, which you'll find from Google. What's my IP address? For some reason, if you can't find this, if you can't find your public IP address, the best solution I got for you is to contact your internet provider. You've got to have a public IP. Like, everybody has one. I don't know how else they would identify you if you didn't. I know some people have got it like spoofed or something, or IP providers might, and where if you look it up, you can't find it. It just comes up with a bunch of random letters and numbers. So, yeah, just contact them. But enter here. That's the first rule, allows you to go through. Second rule, blocking this port, blocks everybody else's IP from accessing it. So I've been using this for several months, and I don't see how anybody can hack you. I don't see how anybody can break in, to be honest. I don't. There's only 2 connections. I mean, yeah. I'm planning on, just by the way, so if anyone's curious, I'm planning on releasing another source here in a couple weeks. I'm planning on updating base source and adding all the same features into it like I have in this one, so people can use it from their home internet and VPS if they want. You won't need examp and shit. You don't need to do all this crap I'm showing you here. Only downside is it won't automatically. You have to add people's CPU key. It won't automatically just add people for you, and there is no free mode or off mode or whatever. And I don't think I might bother fixing it in the future. I don't know, unless somebody else wants to in the community. That would be nice for a change. Feels like I'm doing half the work anymore. It's always nice to know that people actually appreciate me, so I get a lot of pats on the back, so that's good. Okay, was there anything else I wanted? Okay, that was the last. Those are only two things I wanted to show you. Okay. All right, let's move on to the manifest here. Okay, so this was the guys that released this. I'm gonna try not to curse their names, but they did an awful job. Like they dropped like maybe half the code for everybody under the public, and it's just like good luck to all you newberts out there to figure this out, especially people that don't know how to code at all, no experience. But fortunately for you, there's a guy like me out there. There's guys like me out there that are actually willing to fix them up and code it for you and show you what to do and get you rolling. So the full manifest, basically, what I'll show you, I'll give you a visual aid of that here in a minute, but I just want to show you where the code's at. So it starts here. Go to definition. All right, so this is what we got. The code. This is what we got here. So, so it's gonna load from the dash xex, and then in dash you got basically three hooks here. You've got one where you actually open the internet connection. So I dropped a video a while back where it was add-ons. I showed you how to redirect images basically, and it was this funky code that GIS released, and it just allowed you to do that. Well, that's basically what this is. So it's gonna all this is really doing is it's just replacing Manifest XboxLive.com with your host server, your web server or whatever. Like I've got it here. All right, and then the next one, this one's gonna replace the XMLs, dash home, help, and dash video and shit, and then you just add yours however you want it, just so you get an idea of how this works. So I've got, this is my server, right? I really hope you guys are paying attention because I'm not going to repeat myself. Okay, let's go to definition. Okay, so here's my server, right? All right, so the first half we've already entered in here. We've already placed it. Hey, Xbox, connect. Instead of connecting to this stuff, Xbox Live Manifest, connect to my shit. Connect to my server. Okay? That's the first part. And then the second part, hey, Xbox, instead of reading from your dash home, read from my dash home. So make sure you've got this backslash in here, front of here, so it reads. So like that, just like that. See? Very simple. By the way, there also are other XMLs on here, on there that you can find from the Manifest website. And to add them, you just follow the same format here. You just copy and paste one of these, like this. And then whatever the XML is, you're going to enter it here. And then you're going to change this number to, it should match up to the length of this, of the XML that you put in here. So this says 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 22. So you want the hexadecimal to match the length of this. Then obviously you just put in the second part of the address here. So you get the first part and the second part. Simple and easy, not that difficult. Please do not come to me stating I can't get it, I don't understand. Watch my video again. Just keep watching until you get it. I'm sorry if you can't follow me, or the subtitles suck or whatever, just keep watching. You're visually watching me do this. Alright, and then you enter it, and there it is. Alright. So, I will get to this part when we go onto the 360 and you can visually see it. And then this last part here, this is the send request part. You really don't need to know what the hell this is. It doesn't matter. It works. Also, so you're aware, for whatever reason, I can't still figure this out. This will only run on port 80, and that port 80 is HTTP. It won't do HTTPS. So if you got any videos or any content you're trying to run through secure server, it's not going to happen until somebody that knows way more than I do releases something, or maybe I figured it out. That's not going to happen. So you're going to want to keep it on HTTP. The only reason I think this is this is HTTP protocol. Okay, so let's see here. We got the full manifest. Alright, moving on to the games. Alright, I wanted to show you the games in here. So I know on my last server, some of the games I had in there didn't work. I actually did that on purpose because I was hoping people would try to do the work themselves to figure it out. I mean, my videos were there for you. I showed you what to do. All you had to do was hook it correctly, and they would work. But I went ahead and fixed those for everybody. So if we go to title hooks here, I'm already in it. Okay, so I've only got I've got the mod menus for Black Ops 2, 3, COD Ghost, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, GTA 5, and I got Destiny Bypass here. These all turn on and off from the stealth INI, which is just basically this. Probably should have showed this earlier. So you got cheats, false, true. That's all it is. Bypasses, same thing, false, true. UI, turn on false, everything will turn off. No. The only thing that will be left on is the server menu, because you're gonna want your clients, your customers to have that, or if you're doing this just for your own use, your friends or whatever to use that. So use the server menu so you can access the tokens or the other games. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I've got them right here. So I went ahead and fixed them. So the issue with a lot of these is, and I might fix this in the cheat engine I released 6 months ago. I don't know, but I think I can get it to work. But you have to run a lot of these things through threads. So like when you saw like how I had the message box popping up and you can choose one, it was running it through a thread. Is basically what it was doing, and a lot of them were crashing from the cheat engine because it would run it from the actual from the default XEX, from the actual title. When as soon as you launch Black Ops 3, you know how like it will automatically start. Well, like something like Black Ops 2, okay, if you run it straight from the title, the default XEX, off that cheat engine, it's gonna crash because it's not designed to do that. And I think I might have a fix for it. So I don't know if I'm gonna tackle it or not. But yeah, I've tested these multiple times. I've been playing on them a lot. So also the bypasses for Black Ops 2, Ghosts, and then Advanced Warfare is not on here. I've got it on the server menu. I'll show you that in a minute. But the bypasses here, these ones right here, these here, let's just go to them. These bypasses released by some dude named Colonel, and for the life of me, forever, I couldn't figure out how to do it until someone mentioned you had to run them through a thread. I finally got them to work. So these are supposed to be like better, like way better than what you've been using, and I know a lot of you out there have been using a lot of the content that I have been, not necessarily like I've released it, but been working with or updating or just, yeah, I've been working and updating and releasing out to the public. I know a lot of you have been using them. I know this because I can see it. I can see my own work still in a lot of the XEX, your stealth files that you release. I just pull it up in IDA and I can find it. I can see it. Heck, some of my name is even still in there too. So, but yeah, these will work now, and these are supposed to be like, according to Xbox kernel, they're supposed to be flawless. So, like, he states that you like won't ever get banned. And I've been testing these the last not a few days, but last week actually, the whole week, and they've been loading quite well. So you know how like on some of the servers, like out here, I know I installed this on Out Here Live and Sample Source and a couple of the others, where you launch Black Ops 2 or Ghost or something. You know how it'll take like a very long freaking time for it to load. Well, that's because of these. That's because it's trying to run these, and these take a long time, and you actually had to run them through a thread. Well, now that I've run them through a thread, they launch in like within seconds. Like I have three RGHs, and I've been testing on each of them, and I've been running them. I've been launching them with these right here, and they've been launching within seconds. So it's making sure we're still rolling here. It's a pretty cool thing, I think, in my opinion. I was asking someone the other day if people the other day, I mean, if Bypassess are even worth it anymore, because I've played GTA, GTA and COD non-stop for like a few years now, and I've never been banned once, to be honest. Not once. Even with the, I want to say shit bypasses I've been using, but the bypasses I've been using, or not using, I just don't get banned. So I don't, it's like, I feel like that's like how I said with Microsoft before about 360, they just don't seem to give a shit anymore, and I didn't think some of these companies that own some of these games cared either, except for, like, for example, maybe Destiny. I know Bungie still cares, because even if the bypass I've got in here, you're still going to get banned. You're going to get rebanned in a matter of a few days. Hell, they probably have it patched. I honestly haven't tested it because I don't know anybody that's actually modded Destiny ever, so I've seen some stuff on the internet, but from what I hear, you get banned real fast on Destiny. And of course, other games where they actually still give it 2 cents rat's ass. So, all right, moving on. We're going to the server menu next. Okay, so the server menu. Basically, what we're doing, what's happening here is, and this is still in like beta stages. I've been slowly developing this. I've taken out most of the bugs, but I'll show you visually how this works in a few minutes as well. But basically, it works the same way as if somebody's redeeming a token. So somebody's going to select options menu, and it's going to pop this up. It's going to pull up the keyboard, and so let's say somebody wants no KV or whatever. They're going to enter, where do I have that at? Okay, so it's 6. So let's say they enter 6 numbers. So if they enter 6 numbers, or just KV mode here, it's gonna detect that here equals 6, and then it's gonna run the KV option, and then download the KV from the server. Or a lot of these games, the off-hosts, it's the same thing. They're going to enter a certain character length, and then it's going to, like if this is 10, 8, or 10, like 10 numbers across, it's gonna sorry, 10 digits across or something, it's gonna run like, for example, Halo Reach. So for these games, for the games here, we've got Advanced Warfare, Halo 3, there's 2 more, okay, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3. In order for those to work, you have to be on the multiplayer title screen. That's the best place to be there, to have those work, basically all of them. If you are not, you could run into errors, like it would just crash on you. So now if you want to add more, just follow the same format I got here. Copy, paste, add your offsets here, or if you want to add more offsets currently what's going on here, you can do that too. Or hell, maybe you got a menu you want to load. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. Just experiment. Don't come crying to me about it. Just learn to mod. That's the whole point of you buying the 360 to the modded consoles, because you wanted to mod in the first place, right? You want to have some fun. If you just want to fuck around and shit, there's no point in you even trying any of this, to be honest. Just download one of the many offline files I've posted and find some nice cheats out there to use, and then go have fun. But if you actually really want to mod, I mean, this this is what you want to get into. Not coming to harass me like some little kid at a candy store, you know, wanting things up front. So yeah. Alright, I really don't need to go through this. You can just basically look at it and see how it's running. It's not that hard to figure out. Alright, so that's about the server menu and the games. Okay, so that's it for the host file. There's nothing really much on the listener other than I just added the KV mode into it, the KV stuff. So on the listener, only thing you need to do there, the only difference there is you just need to, if you want to use the no KV method, you need to load a KV into the bin file. So if I go to my BPS here, alright, if you open up the bin, see I've got a KV in here, it's banned, but I've got it in here. Just load a new one, copy and paste a new one, that's it. And then when your customers want to use it, they're all going to be sharing it, just so you know, are aware. Okay? Again, this is in beta mode too, but it's pretty simple on how this actually works. So you put a new KV here, and then they open up 360. They're going to enter KV mode into the server menu. It's going to download. Well, if they're in free mode, it's not going to work because I've got it programmed not to work in free mode. If they're in paid mode, it will work. It's going to download the KV from here onto their 360. Then they're going to have to basically reset it as if they're redoing a new KV, basically. So clear cache, delete old profiles, but the bare minimum that they'll have to do is they'll have to shut off the 360 and then restart their internet or router, whatever the hell they use. Alright, and then once that refreshes, then they start up the 360, then it's going to shut off and turn back on as if it's reading a new KV, and then it'll boot into then it'll launch and boot into Dash and connect to your server, and boom. They're not using their own KV, they're using the one you provided. So, and yes, I understand this sounds expensive, but if you think about it, if you can price this, so where technically they are paying for the KVs. So, like if I'm charging, I don't know, $30 a month, let's say, you know, for somebody to use my server for 30 days, and I say, okay, you know, I got a no KV method. Well, I can need to fill a KV every day, basically, is what you're gonna have to do, maybe twice a day actually, but plan on at least once a day, so that's 30 days, and KV's around $2-3, so it's like $60 or $70, right? So yeah, actually that's more like $40 $60, but anyway, just plan on spending around $60 or $70 every month for the no KV stuff. So, but think about this though. If I'm charging $30 to, or it doesn't matter how many days that they buy. The idea is to tack on the amount that the KV costs you to what the person's buying. So if it's $30, maybe you charge them, I don't know, $30.50, right? Okay, so if you get 4 people that buy that, pay $30 and they pay 50 cents, right? Boom, that's $2. You've already got 1 KV paid for the day. Or you can just charge them $2 extra, I guess, if you want to do it like that. you can get it paid for quickly, is my point. It's like business 101. For example, fast food chains do it all the time with their sodas. You think when you go to fast food and to McDonald's or something, and you're buying a soda and you get a free refill all the time, and you think you're getting a deal. I mean, you're not. They're basically charging you for it. It probably costs them like 10 cents to 10 or 20 cents for you to refill it every time. So, I mean, so like if they charge you like $1.50 for it, and they know on average you're probably only going to refill it 2 or 3 times, well, that's like 50 or 60 cents. They're still making a profit off of you. And where they're still making a profit off of you while still paying for the production of the material. I'm sorry, for the materials. The materials, which would be the soda and the plastic cup. Well, same thing with the KV here. That analogy works. And if any asshole out there decides to comment, because I had one like several months ago where the guy, for whatever reason, decided to ridicule me, critique me about how I described a MAC address being equivalent to a map, like being like a map. Okay, I was using the idea of a MAC address, how it works, being being like a map as an analogy. Apparently, some people on the internet have never fucking heard of that before. And yes, asshole, I know that you can go on Google and look it up. But at the time, I was just trying to give a well-rounded lecture. I mean, if you got a problem with it, Google it yourself, dickhead. But yeah, sorry if you're gonna post something like that, just fuck off. I don't care. I don't care for your comment. Learn to understand what an analogy is. That's all it is. All right, sorry, that was a little rant. Sorry, I get fed up and pissed off with the haters that come up to me. Just stupid people. Okay. We can accept that. Alright, we are ready to move on to the visual stuff here. Okay, so let's move on to the KV. I'm not actually gonna like download it because I've already got an unbanned KV on there and it works. So yeah, I've got I'm tired. I've got an unbanned KV already on my 360, so I'm not going to download a new one to replace the old one because it'll just be a waste. But I'm going to show you what to do here. If anyone tells you this shit is broken, they're fucking high. They're smoking weed. They either made some kind of change to the 360. They're launching some kind of other mods, like other plugins, XEX files that could be what's a good word for this? Messing with it, I guess, if you want to think of it like that. Interfering with your stealth file. All right. Yeah. Maybe. Come on, dude. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay, so for the OKV, Computer does not like me. Okay, so this is pretty simple. Okay, so server menu. Okay, before I show you the no KV, it's just like I said before about this. With the whatever you do, and I still haven't been able to work this out as to why it's happening, but do not press the back button. Tell your customers or whoever else is using this, do not press the back button because you'll get errors and it'll just boot you back to Dash. Alright? So, you have to press the start button here. This one, in order for everything to work. Okay, so like says here, key for no KV mode, enter no KV. So you're just going to enter KV mode, like I showed you in the stealth source files. KV mode. Okay, enter it. You're going to get a message that says success or something. Restart internet. Sorry, then there'll be like instructions. Restart internet, and then restart Xbox or something like that. All right. And then you've got others here too. So for Battlefield, make sure you're in the multiplayer screen. Enter BF4. That's going to run all the mods. It's going to set all of them. Same for Battlefield 3. All right, and then games. You can pretty much do this anywhere. This is it's just a pop-up box. Same with options 1. It's a pop-up box. So here I'll show you. Enter. There you go. Okay, so it just gives you more instructions here. So current list. So for actually, none of this is correct. You'd have to erase this stuff here. Okay, so oh no, that just shows my current games. My bad. Current games I've got on here. Wrong one. It's gonna be options. So you can enter options 1. I do have the what's it called? Not this server menu, but the one where you actually see on some of them, like for example, Strix Live and Direct Live, where you see they have it's the other menu where you can just it pops it up and you can turn things on and off and switch. I do have that. I did get it hooked, but it would require me to do some more coding, and I don't feel like doing it. So I'm just gonna send this out there. Sorry, I'm just gonna leave this how it is right now. If you don't like this, you can swap it out and do the coding yourself. But the XUR for it is going to be in the source files. So if you want that, it's there. You'll have to hook it yourself. I'm not going to do the work for you. You should be happy I'm doing all this for free in the beginning anyway. Alright, don't press back on any of this. Just hit enter. Alright, there we go. More mods. Okay, so same thing. So for like if you're in Halo 3, title menu, sorry, multiplayer menu, enter Halo 3 aim B. It's going to run the Halo. It's going to be aimbot. Reach has an aimbot, and then there's a public cheater for it. It's public cheater is basically third person. You can jump really, really high and move really, really fast, plus the aimbot. And then I don't remember all the cheats for Advanced Warfare, but for Advanced Warfare, make sure you're in the multiplayer screen before you launch any of these. Also, technically, in theory, you could probably do this with the mod menus as well if you wanted to set it up like that. I have not tested it, but I think they'll work the same way. Alright, so that's basically all there is for that. And then of course, the redeem token. No, I'm not going to cover that. Okay, and then let's start getting into more of the fun stuff. I'm assuming why a lot of people are probably going to watch this video. let's talk about the full manifest. So I've got the XML plus the videos, plus I also figured out, so like when you hook, so like for example on Nucleus Live, they've got something called, an extra tab called settings. You pull it up and it has a configuration menu. I figured out how they're doing that. I'll tell you how they're doing that, but then it's going to be up to you to actually like hook everything. I'm not going to do that because I feel like I've already done enough already. Maybe somebody else can help out the community for a change. Okay, so you can thank Strix Live for the dash menus, the dash XMLs. Well, actually, the dashboard. Stop listening. You can thank Strix Live for this stuff, most of the stuff, but except for the videos. The videos and the full manifest code. That's all me. That's all me. Well, somebody did release like how to do it. They released the structure of it, but not the complete thing. I tested it around and fixed it up, and I figured it out. Okay, so how's I gonna go with this? How do we want to start? So, I mean, you can do so much with this. Like, this gives you a lot more control than what you originally had. And why this wasn't released to the public, like, nobody would bother to do this, like, months ago, I don't freaking know. Like, it's crazy. Alright, so let's talk about the setup. Let's talk about how you would get this to work first. Okay, so this should work with your VPS because, like, especially with XAMPP, because it runs off. Let's cut this. Let's get out of this for a minute. Let's go ahead and close this. Okay, so this should work with your XAMPP because it runs an HTTP protocol. So it should work well. So what you're gonna do, and you can just use what I'm using. If you know what the fuck you're doing and you just not really good at any of this, just copy exactly what I'm doing. You're gonna buy yourself a web server from NFO, or if you want to get a free one, that's fine. But just buy yourself free web hosting from NFO. It's like $3 a month. All right, and set yourself up, and then I use this to log in. I'm not gonna go over this. You can figure this out yourself. It's not hard. But sorry, I'm having a hard time getting to my point here. But what you basically want to do, so everything from here that we're switching out, all this crap, you're gonna upload into your web server. So, I mean, I've already got all in here, dash home, XML, all that stuff. And so, once you got all that uploaded, you know, that's fine. That's the that's like the minimum. That's the bare minimum you need. Now, once you get that done and you've got everything hooked, then you can start beginning to edit the XML. Now, if you're not familiar with what XML is and everything, I'm not going to go into it too much. I'm going to let you Google it, just YouTube it and research it a little bit to see how it all works. But basically what it does, it's basically like what's a good way to just give you the gist of it? It basically stores memory locally, is all it does. It stores memory, and then code reads from it. I have not done a lot of research on it yet, so I'm still getting, like, I'm still experimenting with a lot of this, so I'm sorry if I get some stuff wrong. I really am. But I'm going to just tell you what I think it is from my perspective. Alright, so we got that done. So my favorite part to mess with is dash home. Dash home XML is like the main dash when you sign in onto Xbox Live. It's the crap that you saw when I first showed you on the visual. Okay, so I mean, I'm not going to go through all this, but just look, you know, like for example, this is Bing. Oh yeah, you want to upload pictures too, which I'm going to have all those in here as well. Like some good starter shit for you. All this stuff. Yeah. So here's Bing. When it pulls up the XML, it's gonna swap out the image and then put mine here, and I even changed the photo credits here. It's a Silence Pip as an example. I mean that's pretty. It's pretty much self-explanatory and easy for the images. I mean, there's so much shit you can do with this. Like it's too much shit to cover. Like I can't do it all. But here's where the extra ads start. The extra tab. So so how's this read? Okay, so it's got see, I don't know what all this stuff means, and I apologize to you, but I'm going to show you some of it. So like usually all these shadowings you see, it's what's it called? It loads up an image. It loads the image from your server. And then most of the descriptions are the words. So like you might have seen like on the home screen it says like silence pins. So if we can actually like Control F here a minute. Let's go silence. See, my pins, launching my pins. Okay, description, silence pins. See, I changed that. There's other words on here you can change and stuff too. Like the advertising, you can change that out as well if you want. Just experiment. Save backup copies too, by the way, just in case you screw something up. Always important. Okay, so I guess what I really wanted to show you was the videos, and then the how they're loading the server menu. Okay, so the server menu, they're launching it from the preferences, is what I've seen most of them are doing, and it's gonna follow basic command like this is. So here's the description. For example, here's the video. Silence. So his description of the name of the tab. This is going to be the picture, the image that's going to be loaded, and then you've got this section right here where it says on click. Okay, this structure. That's the entire structure that describes to the code, like what button you're pressing. So it could probably be A. Most people just use A. I suppose you can use B or any other one, but just use A. And then select Epix command. Epix is the like the internal system that it's I don't know how to explain what Epix is, but it's like the internal system on the 360. Like there's an offline one and an online one, but it's an internal system that is on the Xbox 360, and this is what and Xbox 360 reads from these XMLs offline and online, and it reads these structures. I still don't quite understand the point of XMLs. I guess maybe that makes the coding easy or something. Okay, so well, I got like video here. I forgot how that. Okay, I know where to go. I had one set up here. Server menu. Okay, so this server menu is actually where the keep playing one is. The keep playing tab is. But you can put this. You can put this structure anywhere. But it's the same thing as. It's not the same thing, but the structure is similar to the video I just showed you. So I'll get to the video in a minute here. So you say you hook your menu, right? You hook your server menu. All right. You're gonna hook it to the preferences, by the way. So it's select Epic's command, navigate to dash app or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and then it's gonna be I don't think that's the correct parameter, but it's gonna be the preferences here. So I was messing with this the other day and maybe not. I remember I saw it. It's like options UI or something like that. Give me a minute here and I'll find it. You're gonna need to know this in order to get it to launch, because it's so when it launches, when it clicks and presses that button, it's gonna launch the your menu, and then when the menu is launched, then however you have it coded, like hit button here, hit button there. I'm sorry, that's not a really good way to explain this. I'll show you here. I was looking at another dash home, and they from what was it called? Strix Live, and they had it, and they had it there. See, like how this has this here, and it navigates. Okay. Oops. Oh, I didn't screw that up. Why can I not find this, dude? It should be in here. Oh my god, it was in here. Oh hey, look at that. You should investigate some of these pings too, because you can change these with other ones. I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry, I'm jumping around too much. I keep going through here and I see interesting stuff and I want to stop and look. And you may also just want to like take a lot of this shit out, like a lot of the advertisements, because most people don't really give a shit about advertisements and they're annoying. Okay, hang on a minute. Let's I wonder if this is a different one. Yeah, that should be it. This should be Strix. Here we go, Strix menu. This is it. This is the structure. This would be the structure that's going to launch preferences. This is what most people are using. So if we go to server menu, which is exactly that. Let's delete this out, see what happens. Alright, so we'll leave that there. This is going to launch you into your preferences. Now let's go back up to the videos because I want to show you this real quick before I jump back onto Xbox. So like I mentioned before, the videos, Xbox is only gonna. We only have the code for HTTP, not HTTPS. So if you're using a web server that has HTTPS, like a video is only, like for example, YouTube, it's not gonna work. It won't load it. I don't know why. Well, yeah, I do know why. It's because it's only going with HTTPS, which, to be honest, doesn't make any sense. But for whatever reason, it won't load it. And you might have to mess around with this a few times. Like, the only way I've actually been able to get I don't know the correct format for this. Like, I know it's MP4, but it's MP4 format, but I don't, like, I don't know if like, I don't know if there's other criteria for it or not, because I've loaded up MP4 videos that for example, I've just made, and they don't run. I just get an error. And I don't know if it's because they're not loading, or if it's because there's like something else wrong with them. I can't think of what. I know there's other stuff that just goes to the videos other than just their MP4 format. But the ones I've gotten there now do work. So the way I've gotten it to work, to be honest, and this might be a little sketchy, like a sketchy way to do it, but I've uploaded them onto YouTube and then re-downloaded them again. It's like, actually, a lot of my videos, before I can upload them, I actually have to format them first, like clean up the data on the video first, then upload them to YouTube, because they usually won't work, or YouTube rejects them or something. All right, so you got description, whatever you want to call your tab, whatever you want your picture to be for the tab. You're just going to select A. It's going to play video. It's going to launch the video, and then it's going to call from this website from your server, which is how I have it here. So if I was to go here, and I'll launch it like that. Okay, so what's it doing? Alright, so I just want to show you how this works here in a minute. Just checking everything. I mean, that's basically how the launch the video works. You might have to mess around with it a few times, but yeah. Of course, once you make any changes, you make save, and then just re-upload to upload to your server. So this is the one we just made adjustments to, right? Yeah. So upload it here. Make sure you upload it obviously to the same place you're telling you have it coded into your server. I mean, if you don't, I mean, nothing's gonna happen. So I know it sounds mundane, but I know people are gonna make that mistake and not catch that. Just simple mistakes that we all make because we either get tired or whatever. I get it. All right, so let's go console. So what's really cool about this being able to launch the video is that you can, like, say I'm hosting a server for people and I want to do how-to videos or I don't know, sell advertisements to people. Somebody pays me like 20 bucks a month to advertise their KV site or something, or their mods or whatever on here. I can do that. Or say you want to show off your mod menu. You can do that on here as well. Okay, so just to comment on a few things I noticed about this, for like the videos, it takes them some time to load. So like if they can't pull the information from your server fast enough, for whatever reason, for whatever reason, 360 times out and then just gives you an error. Or if like your internet's slow, it's going to give the customers or whatever an error. I don't know how to fix that. If I did, or if anybody knows how to, just let me know. That'd be nice. So let's just test this real quick. Okay, that didn't work. I do not understand. Oh, because it has to reload the shit. Okay, let's reload it again. Oh, I forgot about that. So every time you upload a new dash XML, you actually have to reload your dash itself to refresh everything. If that makes sense. Okay, so now it should work. Just because I took out that parameter. I'll check that in a minute. Okay, so hopefully this works. It should. It was. There we go. Look at that. Okay, I think you get it. Okay, then I uploaded a music video here too, just something fun to do. Okay, see, it wasn't giving me errors before. I bet if I sign out here, it'll work. What the fuck, man? Jesus. No, now it's working. What the hell? I swear to God, this is working. It's probably because my internet's fucking slow and it can't fucking detect it. Can't get it because of some bullshit. I don't fucking know. Just gotta test it and see how it works and doesn't work. It's kind of glitchy, to be honest. But hey, if it works, it works. I mean, I just showed you Black Ops 3, so I mean, you can do a bunch of other stuff here if you want. Okay, let's tackle this server menu again real quick. Because I know that works because I was doing it the other day. And I just want everyone to see this because it's going to be important for people to know. Okay, so I shouldn't have took out that last parameter. I'm pretty sure. It's in here. I had a regular one, which would be this one, I'm sure. Yeah, this one's a regular. Keep going. What's this? Okay. Now we're gonna do. Alright, so no. Oh, what the hell? I swear to God that was working. That was working the other day. Okay, let's do a switch over to I'm not gonna stop this video until I show you that this works. do this one instead. Okay. I'm sure Strix is going to be mad than under XMLs. Maybe not. Alright, there we go. See? Same setup. See, launching preferences. So you have to hook the preferences. You have to hook your menu to the preferences. That's how it's going to work. And I'm going to leave this source files for your reference. I do not know why that wasn't working, to be honest. It doesn't make any sense because it should be working. I might be missing something. But, let's just take another crack at this. Let's delete all this out and put all this in. I'm pretty sure this should work now. Okay, so let's save this. That one here again. If I knew who the guy that was that originally created these XMLs, I'd give him credit, but I don't know. I want to say I can't remember that guy's name. J something 360. Wait, right there actually. Yeah, J360 mods. I want to say it's him. I don't know. What the fuck? Here we go. See? What the hell? Okay, whatever. Well, yeah, I'll just leave it in there for your reference. Alright. So I'm pretty sure y'all get how that all works. Pretty freaking cool. So, I mean, if you really wanted to, and you could pretty much, like, basically redesign all of this. Honestly, like, a lot of it. Like, you can swap out a lot of stuff in here. I was looking through some of this the other day, and there's other XMLs. There's other commands you can do. Heck, some of the stuff on these XMLs are actually in the dev kit files as well. So, but just like go around and test shit out. So let's do some of the games here because I just want to show you if this shit's working. Hopefully I don't crash because I am running a lot of my hardware pretty thin right now, so what was something that was crashing? Okay, let's go with this. Alright. Ghost. Yeah. Yeah. So it's running the, it's going to run the bypasses. So you know how it usually takes a long time to load up. So this shouldn't take that long to load up. Boom, there we go. And it's running the bypasses. The bypasses that used to take you a long time. They used to make you sit on the multiplayer screen like it black for like almost sometimes minutes. Doesn't do that anymore. Boom. Oh, I should show you Black Ops 3 as well. I fixed that as well. Sorry, I keep repeating myself. I'm tired. It's like 2 a.m. Let's exit out of that. Let's go to Black Ops 3 because I want to show you this. Black Ops 3 was another one that it's another menu. It's the menu on it that most people use. It's constant. I see here people complain how it's constantly crashing on them. So pretty sure I got this one straight. There we go. I got an external hard drive running, so a lot of this stuff is slow. Alright, so make sure your Black Ops 3 is updated. If it's not updated, these menus, nothing's going to work on it. A lot of people seem to fucking forget that. God, I hate how they come out when they always come out with updates. Japan, they has to launch. Okay. So this should work now. There's no message box. Stop listening. There we go. Running bypasses and launching shit. Hopefully I do not lag out. I am really stretching my internet thin here, so. I was playing a couple games on this the other day. And one thing about Black Ops 3 a lot of you gotta understand is it's just, I don't know why, it's just like 360. I don't know, maybe it was just, they were pushing the graphics and stuff to the max at the end there. See, I'm having internet issues. Oh, right, there we are. Shit is just super laggy. I don't know how much, what all you can do for it. What is the best menu I've used on this? I would still like lag out. I'd still crash because I'm assuming, I really think it was my internet, but the game, the internet, not all of it, and the mod menu, not all of it could keep up with the and the other clients on the other end. Mainly it was the internet. But the game also plays a role. Let's make sure we're still.
Team Deathmatch. Weapons free.
Yeah, we're still going. And I didn't actually find it. Yeah. I also took out a lot of mod menus. Some of them, like they were crashing when people turn on one of the mods because the mods were all jacked up and I didn't boxing them. So like these that say coming soon, I don't remember what the hell they were. I basically took them out. So because I heard a lot of people were bitching about it, and for whatever reason, people can't fucking learn how to do it themselves. So they need somebody like me to do it.
It's a draw. Stand down.
All right. Well,
All right.
the point is you were able to see the lower all that without crashing. That's the point, even though I didn't find a game. I guess that's local. Bad. Okay, so if I should probably show you this one too. This one's pretty important because I know people are going to use it and they're going to bitch about it. So if you use this, you need for your customers, you need to explain to them, okay, how this shit works. You can't just expect them to drop it, play, and go. I mean, I even on like some of the bigger servers like Ninja, Teapot, and XP Online or whatever. They do that with people, and people, like especially new people, they come to them, they go in their Discord and see all the time, asking the same questions over and over again because they don't explain this shit to them. All right, if somebody comes and says I'm crashing, your fucking shit doesn't work. Well, honestly, it might be shame on you for not telling them how to use it. I'm showing you guys this because I'm trying to show you legitly how this does work and how to make it work. It's not hard. It's super easy, to be honest. Everybody seems to be so fucking entitled these days. They just expect things to automatically happen. You understand my internet is slow, so I am. There are no bypasses loading right now, by the way. So for this, no bypasses. So all this is just slow because it's trying to connect, and I've got my internet stretched up then because I'm doing a lot of stuff wirelessly. I've got like 15 devices connected to my internet, plus I'm doing this. So. Well, so right here, actually, for a menu, you could do the bypasses and stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and connect to Xbox Live first. I'm gonna do it this way. See, my internet's it's too damaged. So, yeah. Okay, so you launch it. Options 1. Oh yeah, I forgot about the keyboard. I made it so you can make changes to the keyboard. This is self-explanatory. Just look for the stuff in the XCP or in the source files. Change some of the colors. Good job, but you can do it yourself if you want. Alright, hit enter. Alright, so it's bypass 3 4s and cheats 4 4 5. Okay. So it's AW cheats. And if you don't get this right, by the way, you're gonna try to it's gonna try to trigger maybe a different command or something, and you'll get errors. So cheats 4 4, right? Yeah, so I had it. Yeah, that should be it. Alright, there we go. Bypass loaded. The wrong one, but still worked. AW cheats. The reason, so the code on the menu, it reads the character length here. So, I mean, technically, I could just enter ones all the way across here if I wanted to reach that length, the length of this, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So I can enter 12 ones if I wanted. The only reason I haven't named like AW cheats 445 is for simplicity reasons. Because if I just told my customers and clients and all that shit, hey, enter all the numbers, they're gonna be like, what? That looks weird. So it's just to try to clean it up a little bit better. If you want to rename it something else, by all means, that's fine. Just make sure it matches the same length as to what the mod on the load is. So this should load the cheats now. There we go. Cheats loaded. Okay, let's try Xbox Live again. Come on, assholes. Alright, so I know that the cheats are working. For example, it should let me run before the match. As soon as it starts.
Team deathmatch.
Alright, it works. Cheating. Look at that.
Exo online. Eliminate the enemies.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to Dash. So, anything else I should mention? I think it's pretty much most of it. Most of the upgrades and changes I've made. Again, if you want to add more cheats and shit, just add it to the code that I already have. If you know what the fuck you're doing, watch all my previous tutorials. I've got one that okay, let's back up a minute. Please do not ask me how do I load the guide menu? How do I edit that? How do I change the colors? Or how do I add mods? Silent. Alright? Don't ask me that shit. I covered that in my previous videos. Okay? Like for example, the notify and the XUI files. That's Stealth Tutorial 5, I believe. Adding games and mod menus and shit. That's like Stealth Tutorial 3, I think? Yeah. And then colors, that's like Stealth Tutorial 4. It's in the details. Very simple to use. What else? Common questions I get asked by people. I always get asked such dumb questions when it's like, oh, I said they watched the video, but it's like, did you really? I mean, I mentioned it. I think that covers most of it. Alright, well, this is like I feel like this is a big upgrade for the community and everybody. I know you've seen a lot of the videos online of people doing this stuff and the full manifest shit. Okay, well, now you all can do it too. You can mess around the XML, and then the server menu. Like, I'm not gonna. I may work on that in the future. Get it hooked and add commands and stuff. I don't know. Maybe later updates or whatever. Like I said before, I was planning on releasing this same version, these same updates implemented into base source, so everybody can use it from their home computer. Some other projects I was thinking about, maybe doing some tutorials on the mod menus, because I seem to get a number of people that ask me about it. They constantly ask me, like, could you explain or do a YouTube video on how to build a mod menu, how to add mods, how to add tabs and stuff. Like, it's not actually that difficult. Like, it's actually there. There's a reason why I calling them starter menus. Okay, these may not be the okay, but they're starter menus. If you're getting into modding, this is the stuff you want to do. This is what you want to utilize. This is the beginner basic stuff. Go in there and start adding stuff. Start changing the colors, the shade. Add a little scroller bar if you want or something. I don't know. Add more mods. There's so many offsets online you can find for COD as an example. Just, they're out there. Look around. Quit being lazy. Quit expecting me to give you. Quit expecting me to be the go-to guy to solve a lot of your issues. Jesus Christ. Alright, so, yeah. Alright, so, let me just share some other stuff that's, included into this. I swear to God, if you like ask me how to use the XML and stuff, I'm just gonna tell you to either watch the video again or just keep looking at it. It's so self-explanatory. It's right in front of your face. Like how to change the words and stuff. Like, just experiment around. Quit being what's that called? What do they call that one? An entitled douchebag. Yeah. Quit being an entitled douchebag and just learn to do some of it yourself. I'm just introducing you to this stuff. That's all I'm doing here. Showing you a little bit of the ins and outs. Okay, so for the source files, I'm going to include Chemo and then a bunch of UI stuff that I've collected over the years and I've kind of just let sit here and done nothing with. So you can look around and yeah. So let's repeat. Should be everything you need. Then I think I had another one in here. I'm also gonna put in another cheat engine here if you want to use it. this cheat engine, it has what's it called? It has all the it's COD. It's a COD cheat engine. It has all the COD menus except for Modern Warfare 3, 2, and Black Ops 3. So if you use this, I'm going to include the INI file with it too, by the way. Put this up. Okay, if you use this, you're gonna first off you're gonna have to have it download from the server side, and then you can implement it into my server menu, for example, is what I usually do on these things. Implement it into the server menu, and then make sure you code it into the listener as well. And I do cover that in one of my stealth tutorial videos. I can't remember which one. I want to say 5 or 7, not 7, 5. Yeah, 5 or something like that. Yeah, I cover how to do this, how to download shit from the listener, the server, to the Xbox. So I'm not going to show you how to do that. I've already done it in a previous video. I will show you how to do this real quick though. So just open this up. And this is already mapped out. This patch is basically you're patching the your XEX file. Oh, this is the wrong one. See cheats. Okay, so all you really want to do for this is just change this here. So you want to call it Stealth Life or whatever. I wouldn't go too crazy about this. Like, don't make it too long, otherwise it's gonna go off the screen and shit. You're gonna get errors. So careful with this right here. So that just changes the name of it. So when somebody somebody launches like the cheats and they press the up pad or whatever, and it launches up, like launches up, it'll say Stealth Life Engine at the top of it. Okay. You can rename these if you want. If you rename these, you're gonna have to rename the XEX file as well. Which I don't know what the fuck the point is, because if you're launching it from your server, it's just gonna get deleted from their Xbox. Alright, so Stealth Life, and then oh yeah, you wanna rename these as well. No, oops. Actually, you really don't need to do anything with these. These really don't do anything. I don't know what I was doing here, but I just kind of left it and do this anyway, out of habit. And then save. So, oh, by the way, this is how you change out someone's IP address too from their stealth source, stealth file. I mean, or whatever. Paste it here. And then you're going to edit this. Make sure it's cheats. There we got exe cheats s. Alright, and then just run it. Batch file, that's all it is. Or command or whatever. And there you go. And then I usually like to encrypt and compress this again. And saves you on data. And there you go. This is ready to use for your server. Just put in the listener, make sure you code everything correctly, and then when somebody enables it, it'll download, and then it will show your name on the as the server menu instead of exe cheats. Alright, I think that is about... Oh yeah, don't forget the INI file as well. Most of this stuff works. Not all of it. If you don't have the INI file, you're going to get a bunch of errors. Okay, so I think that's about everything. I'm going to leave all this stuff in here for you. Just mess around with it. Alright. I don't mind answering questions. I don't. Just try to make them not stupid. If you ask me about something that I've already covered, it really annoys the shit out of me. If you're trying to piss me off, you're going to piss me off is my point. And I probably won't help you. I'll probably tell you to piss off. Alright, well, I really hope, my hope is that after releasing this video and a lot of the others, that hopefully more people will come out in the community and pitch in, you know, help produce more good stuff, cool stuff for people. I also forgot I got the offline dash, got the offline XML in here as well. So I haven't figured out how to hook that yet. I don't know if I'm going to. Maybe probably in the future. But my hope is maybe, for example, someone will just kind enough and show us how to do it, instead of waiting for someone like me to figure it out and then tell everybody. I don't know why everybody has to be so freaking greedy in this community. Jesus. I don't know how often I hear somebody say that, like, for example, the gaming community. There's a bad stigma in the gaming community that, not just the modding, but gaming in general, it's toxic. It's full of toxic people. And it's basically the same thing for the modding community. It's ridiculously terrible. It's even worse than than the regular gaming community. But I don't know. I don't know why it just seems like people's personalities just freaking change for some reason. Like they just throw their ethics and morals out the fucking door as soon as they enter the World Wide Web. There's a reason they call the World Wide Web the Wild Wild West. Alright, but alright, well, until next time, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Go ahead and ask me any questions. Remember, constructive feedback, criticism, any hater messages, I'll delete them right away. I hope this is useful. This should give you more options, allow you to do a lot more things. Alright. Peace, guys.